right, welcome to One Nation of Sports Locker Magazine Extra. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars, and tonight we've got a great program. We have on with us tonight Jordan Martin of Jefferson City High School. And if you don't know, Jordan was on the cover for this issue of Sports Locker Magazine. And I cannot believe that I did not bring a magazine in here with me to hold it up and to show you. But it's pretty cool. Great photography because he's a dual sport athlete. If you haven't seen that, make sure you check it out. You can also go to sportslockermagazine.com where we have the digital edition. You can check out that. And on the cover, there is a QR code as well as in Jordan's article. You can scan that for some extra content where there is a video of his photo shoot that we did. So I'm excited about this. I'm also excited that we've got a co-host on here tonight. I've got my friend Derek Spicer joining us, and I'm just ready to roll. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring these guys on here real quick. Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Good.
Good. How you doing, Kirk?
I'm doing great. Hey Jordan, glad you could be on here. And man, you made our photo shoot quite a bit of fun. I mean, I can't tell how many times you dunked, but we know we made you keep doing it over and over again.
Yeah, it was fun though. I
Yeah,
enjoyed all of
yeah, very good. Derek, thanks for joining us, man. It's been a long time since we've had you on here.
Appreciate you having me on,
Yeah, absolutely.
especially
Well, I'm going to have
on
you.
here.
Yeah, I'm going to have you just make some different comments as we go along in this interview, but we're going to talk a little bit about Jordan. We're going to talk a little bit about your photo shoot and you being on the cover of the magazine. What did that mean to you?
it. It was really cool to be recognized and super thankful for sure. It was pretty cool. My friends and family being able to recognize, and it was awesome.
Okay. All right. So have you signed any autographs or anything? Anybody asking for that?
We've got a couple at our doorstep, but I think maybe soon.
Okay. Very good. D Spice, you're going to need to get you're going to need to get an autograph from this young man because I think he's going to be going somewhere, right?
Well, he's got me. He's got me beat. I was in the Sports Locker magazine too, but I didn't make the cover.
Well, I'm sorry, Derek. All right. We did something a little bit different on the cover since you are a, a dual sport athlete, and we decided we'd try to do something a little bit creative by doing both baseball and basketball on the cover. So my design team and photographer did a good job. Katie was kind of preparing ahead of time, kind of getting you back to back with both uniforms on. How what'd you think about that photo?
That was awesome. It was funny. Some people didn't realize how different I look in basketball and a baseball jersey, and some of them were confused. But it was
Yeah.
pretty cool being back to back and how they made that work. It was
Okay.
awesome.
Anybody ask if you had a twin?
Yeah, they were like, and some people all thought it was my brother or something, but it
Yeah.
was funny.
All right. Cool. I thought it turned out really good. So you are a junior, and you've already gotten a lot of attention for. I mean, obviously, you guys had a great run in basketball this year, but you love baseball. Um, you had a lot of attention already, and so you've committed to play at Arkansas. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. What went into that decision, and has that taken some of the pressure off of you?
It's definitely taken some pressure off for sure. Since I found a school like that, the atmosphere when I went there was awesome. It's been a good experience. I got to see some other schools before I settled at Arkansas, so I was fortunate enough to be able to take some time and think about it and make a good choice.
All right. You know that Arkansas, I mean, I don't know if maybe they might want to talk to you about basketball too, because Calipari just, I think he's signing there, leaving Kentucky to go be coach there. That's kind of crazy. I didn't see that happening.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll be interested.
Yeah. Um, so before we go into about baseball, why don't you tell us a little bit about this year's basketball team and making it to the state championship game? What was that like?
It was a fun ride for sure. We had some ups and downs, but I think in the end we always find a way. Have some tough games, but we just came together and it was a fun season for sure.
Derek, did you get to go see some games?
I did. I usually don't miss too many of Jordan's games if
Yeah.
I'm in town for sure.
Tell us a little bit
He's
about
definitely
what you saw with him and the team this year.
like he said, they have some ups and downs. Teams that they should beat, they kind of struggled with at times, but Jordan was always that person that, the team would play around him, but he always scored he always got his points. I mean, he always played hard and, he's definitely an exceptional athlete.
Speaking of exceptional athletes, I know we can talk a little bit more about him a little bit later, but I got to see his dad, Jose, before the program began, and we played a little bit of softball against each other, and
Yeah.
you guys usually always won. I don't know that I didn't care for that part too much, but we did get you a couple times, but it was good
Yeah.
games. I loved it.
A couple out of 100 ain't too bad.
Oh man, you had to say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had to keep trying. All
Yeah.
right, Jordan. Jordan, tell us a little bit about the chemistry that you had through that journey in basketball with your teammates, and um, I mean, just everything that it took to get to the Final Four and then the championship game.
Yeah, definitely in the beginning of the season, it was a little tough. We lost three of our starters and had to come back with three new starters, and we started one thing that helped us a lot. We kind of took things off the court and started hanging out just as friends, and that helped with chemistry on the court. And then as the season came on, we learned to play together and use each other and trust each other, and that helped us in the end for sure.
Okay, and obviously with the different things that were going on in the season, um, what were some of the highlights for you? Again, you had success last year, you had success again this year, but what were some of the highlights that you're just looking back on already and thinking, "Yeah, that was pretty cool, not only for you as a team, but for you individually."
I mean, definitely the Final Four game. I think every basketball source we saw had us losing. Everybody didn't even think we'd be back there, but especially for sure winning the Final Four game against Vianney, going up against a 7'2" player, that definitely put a spark in us and made us go into the last game with everything we got.
7'2". That is up there. How tall are you?
I'm 6'6". He made me look tiny.
Did you have to guard him?
A little bit. We played a zone. I don't think
Yeah,
it would be tough going one on one against him, but I think our plan worked.
yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Uh, just a side note, real quick. When I was a junior in high school, we won the state championship, and the first team that we played was Parsons, Kansas, and they had a starting front line of 6'7", 6'6", and 6'4", and our tallest starter was 6'1". But we we ended up knocking them off. Our next game, we got rewarded by playing against a guy that was a 7-footer from Wichita, Cape, and Mount Carmel, and we knocked them off. And then we ended up winning against a team that was a little bit shorter than that. But that's pretty imposing when you come up against. I mean, especially you being tall, coming up against somebody that much bigger. But um, great game plan, great coaching, right?
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely fun experience to play against him, and we went in, couldn't be afraid, had to go at him, play our normal game, and trust each other and work around it.
Yeah, that's great. Uh, Speaking of Coach Buffington, why don't you talk a little bit about his leadership and what are some key things that you learned from him?
He was hard on us, and that especially helped us in the end. Always made us go play harder, never let us ease up on teams, and it always helped us in the end, especially late in games. You got to be hard on each other and the refs. That he kept us composed and let him do the work with the refs and control what we can control.
Uh, Absolutely, that's good. Now, you know, he's a pretty good shooter from what I remember. He used to play basketball and used to play against him in some leagues and stuff. But did you ever challenge him to a 3-point shooting contest?
No, but he would show us some moves in practice, and he would always knock down some jumpers. It was cool.
Okay,
It was funny.
that's good. That's good. Derek, did you get to go to any of those? playoff games? Were you able to attend any of those?
Yeah, actually, I went to the championship game. I didn't see the Final Four game because I was working, but
Yeah.
I actually went to the championship game, and it was they had a guard. I think he was like 13 from 14 from the 3-point line. So
Yeah.
it's hard to beat teams like that. I mean, they
Yeah.
shot lights out.
Right.
Of course, it's one of them deals. If you don't match shot for shot, you're not going to be in the game. And they shot lights out. So
Yeah. I listened to the game online, and it was yeah. I mean, and you guys were playing great defense. It's just they were hitting shots. So, but
yeah,
what there's not very many teams that can say that they finished second in the state, and that's nothing to put down at all. So great job, Jordan. Outstanding.
Thank you.
Um, I wanted to real quick say that
you
if
know,
anybody, go ahead,
Kirk,
go
real
ahead.
fast. Jeff City ended up losing, I think, to Elias twice this year. Jordan, is that right?
Yes.
In the holiday hoops and then in regular season, and ended up coming back and beating them, I guess, in the playoffs, or I guess that was a district championship. So it's hard to beat a team 3 times. So
It is,
they
it is.
probably shouldn't have lost the 2 games they lost, but
Yeah.
they ended up coming back, and for a team that losing Samuels from last year.
Hmm.
He scored a lot of points with Jordan last year, and they didn't really replace that. So all these other kids came together, Kendrick Johnson and some of these other kids, and kind of picked up that slack, and they were able to make a run, and really, really happy to see him. It's really exciting to see 23 play too. So
Yeah. What a great season. I mean, again, outstanding. Again, not very many can say they finished second in the state, and
yeah.
that is a great accomplishment as well. We've flown through that first part, but what I want to do is I want to just say anybody that is watching, make sure that you can jump in here and make any comments. If you have questions, feel free to throw those in on the comments. But if you just want to say something that you appreciate about Jordan and maybe some of the character traits that he has that you appreciate, throw those on there. We'd be happy to see those and share those. All right, Jordan, man, outstanding. This has been good so far. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go ahead and run our sponsor break, and then we will be right back.
Services has been connecting employees with employers since 1977. Recently, CNS rebranded to CNS Employment Solutions to more clearly define their mission of serving the needs of applicants, employees, and businesses while remaining current and evolving with the changes in the workforce. One important thing has not changed. CNS Employment Solutions partners with a wide variety of employers, placing employees in jobs that match their skills and needs.
Say yes to CNS.
All right, I'm not super fast, but I was fast enough where I ran and got a magazine real quick. So there we go. That's the cover of the March-April issue of Sports Soccer. Got Jordan on the cover. Well, you had one. I should have just asked you instead. Man, I'm out
I
of
have
breath.
got my edition too.
All right, very good. I'm out of breath. I had to run in there real fast.
Well, I'm
All right.
sorry, I would have held it up. So.
No, I needed some exercise. That's right. All right, Jordan. Tell us a little bit about this. Is the important part. Now, tell us a little bit about your family and what they've meant to you as far as their support and interest in your athletic and academics so far.
My family's always been supportive of my journey. Our lives pretty much revolve around sports, and I appreciate them for all the love and with baseball and basketball and being able to support me through all my goals. I couldn't enjoy high school sports without first being a good student, and they've always made sure that I was a student before an athlete, and made sure I was on top of grades and everything. And it's been a key part.
Very good. Why don't you talk a little bit about your mom and dad individually? What have been some of the key attributes or characteristics you've picked up from each of them?
Starting with my mom, she's always been on top of schoolwork. She's helped me with everything. She's always made sure my schoolwork was getting done. Always made sure like everything. She's basically been all school. And my dad, she's been a lot of sports, trains me, keeps me humble, all that kind of stuff. So it's been fun.
Keeps you humble. How's he do that?
Make sure he doesn't let me get too cocky for sure. Always keeps me grounded and would get on to me if I start acting up.
You know what? And that's what I always appreciated about your dad. Like when we would play softball, sometimes some people could get a little carried away out there talking and stuff like that. But your dad just loved playing the game, and he just went about his business, and I appreciated that.
You
Definitely
know,
did.
Kirk. Kirk. His dad's a better athlete than he is. So
I'm I'm
My
kind of
dad thinks, yeah.
I'm kind of seeing the look on his face. He's like, he might want to take that challenge. All
We
right,
have a
we got a
couple of
yeah,
hitting competitions every now and then. Come out
we got
come out even.
yeah.
Kirk. Kirk. When Jordan was younger, we used to beat him up on the basketball court. Now he's too big to do that.
I was
Now
gonna say, how old was he when you did that?
he was little. He was
Okay.
small. His
All
other
right.
brothers, we used to roughhouse him, but now he's too big for that.
Well, we've got a comment here from Mr. and Mrs. Saburin, who both had Jordan in class. Jordan is an outstanding student in the classroom and in our hallways. We couldn't ask for a better leader. Thank you very much. That was very nice. That tells about your character in school as well. So well done, Jordan. Okay, so we talked about mom and dad. Let's talk about your siblings. You mentioned them in your article. Why don't you share about them and just some of the different things you've learned from them?
I got to give them a lot of credit for my competitiveness. I was about 6, 7 years younger than them, and they never took it easy on me. We played wiffle ball all the time, and they would throw it as hard as they could. But it was definitely made me cry a lot when I was younger. But it made me tough and made me play a lot harder for sure.
So, my father-in-law talks about that. His younger brothers, he would line them up against the barn out back, and he would throw baseballs at them, and he wouldn't hold back, and that's what he did with them. So they were throwing wiffle ball, or did they throw baseballs?
We would play a lot of wiffle ball. We didn't get too much into baseball. That would probably turn to disaster. But we'd play wiffle ball in our backyard, and we would have a rule where you could throw it at them if they fielded it, and they would light it up for sure.
All right, very good. Um, what do you appreciate about your brothers?
They've always just been supportive. They're probably my best friends. I'm always around them, always hanging out with them, always doing sports just for fun with them. They keep the game fun for sure. It's not always just competitive. Just have fun, just go hit and throw with them. So that's what I like about it.
Okay, what sports did they do?
Baseball and basketball, but one of them did baseball, basketball, and the other one just strictly baseball. My brother Brandon, he'll help me and train with me a little bit in the
Hmm.
basketball season just to get my shot or this is my skills back because I don't do much in the baseball season for basketball. So he'll
Hmm.
come in and just go in the gym with me, and then during basketball season, my brother Joseph will go in with me in the mornings and do some work with me for baseball. So it's about even.
Oh, good. So who wins out in the driveway?
Do what?
Who wins out in the driveway when you guys get out there?
Oh, usually they used to, but I'm starting to get some wins for myself now. I'm getting a little taller than them and bigger than them.
All right. What about Dad? How's he fit into that?
He'll come out every now and then. He might be getting a little old, but he'll still come out and try to compete with us. But I
All
think we got
right.
him now.
That's well, I'd almost if you want to take video, if your dad and Mr. Spicer would get out there, I'd like to see, when they were talking about the younger, I'd like to see current now. If you have any video you want to show on that, you might get a few hits on, you know, on YouTube for that one.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Hey, why don't you talk? There's some other family members that you said have made a big impact in your life. Why don't you talk a little bit about them?
Yeah, my grandma, she's I think the nicest lady in the world. She's always so kind and always has family functions and makes sure everything is fun. I don't think she's ever said anything mean to anybody in her life. So she's always helped me like realize that not everything, you don't got to be mad all the time and just be happy and enjoy life. My uncle Josh, he would always play with me in the yard and throw wiffle balls. He would make the game fun. We would just hang out all the time, play anything, ping pong, basketball, baseball. That was awesome for sure. And then having my grandpa Dave, he would always just talk about him when he used to play. And he also helped me with being humble. He never bragged about anything he accomplished, but yeah, it was awesome.
That's good. In your article, you talked about playing in the PBR All American game in Wisconsin. What was that like, and how were you selected for that?
You get selected from your performance over the summer, and you get nominated by different scouts around, and it was awesome for sure. We got to do lots of things like photo shoots, a workout day, got a lot of gear. It was crazy going up against some of the best players in the country, and it was fun getting able to play at the Milwaukee Brewer Stadium. So it was pretty awesome being in there.
Well, I think you're probably going to be looking forward to maybe doing that someday for the real deal, right?
Yeah, for sure. It was a good taste to be able to see what it's like.
Yeah. So, Derek, you through the different people that you have connections with, of course, you're good friends with Ozzy. Um, you've got to see Jordan and his abilities in baseball and stuff. What do you see that's there?
Uh, he's got everything it takes to get to the next level. I actually had brought Jordan down to or Ozzy down to, and Jordan worked out a little bit, in front of him, and it didn't take much into it. And Ozzy said, "Well, he's already doing the right things," and
Mm.
Oz thinks Oz is kind of taking him under his wing now. You know, Jordan is an exceptional athlete. When I say that, I mean he is a humble kid, and it's because of his parents. And he's Jose and Leanne have done a wonderful job with him. And Jordan, he's a good kid. He's not mean to anybody. He's just a kid that I know he verbally committed to Arkansas, but he's not going to go to Arkansas. I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, he's going to get drafted. And, you're not the number one baseball player in Missouri for nothing. And, you know, it's just he's an exceptional athlete. Ozzy, Oz came down. He comes and watches him play basketball, and he's just, you know, he knows he's a very gifted athlete. He thinks his future is very bright.
I think thank you for that. I think the other thing that speaks volumes, and I'm going to go ahead and put this comment up here as well from Shannon Smith. She said, "Our family always enjoys watching Jordan play sports. Our kiddos look up to Jordan. He's very polite and respectful young man. Thank you for being a role model for our kids." That's what it's all about right there. That's what it's all about right there. I know you guys have seen different sports figures that it's more about them. It's more about the attention, the accolades, the money, all that different type of thing. But what is the most important thing I see in sports are the athletes that give back, the ones that remain humble and work hard and give time to the fans. And just from what I'm seeing in these comments right here, stay with that, Jordan, because that's going to bring you more success than anything else, I believe. Very good. Well done. All right, so let's talk about how many different positions you've played in baseball over the years, and what are you focused on right now, getting ready for the next level?
I've always played shortstop and pitcher. With my travel ball team, They've made me be able to play outfield, first base, third base, and that's been good for me to be able to not be two dimensional and be able to play it all around. And I'm trying to focus more on pitching. I think I have a brighter future with that, and trying to perfect my pitches and keep my arm healthy for sure.
So what are you currently? Do you have an idea where you're clocked at speed on throwing?
Yes, I've hit 94 over the summer.
That's good. That is very good. I can remember, let's see, when I went to the Royals and the Cincinnati Reds, I went to two tryout camps for them back when I was in high school, and they would not even look at you at shortstop. They would not even look at you unless you were throwing 90 miles an hour or more. So you already got that. I did not have that. I went home. So very good. Uh, so you're working on pitching too. Do you have a somebody that's working with you on the intricacies of that? Some of the different things that you need to work on, strengthening, conditioning, um, pitches. Do you have a throwing coach?
It's mainly my dad and my brother. My dad's always finding ways to keep my arm healthy and telling me run sprints, running, and different drills I can do. My brother helps me more with like mechanics and
Mm-hmm.
throwing with different pitches and throwing different pitches in different spots for strikes, for balls, for outs. So it's been helpful. My brother and my dad for sure.
Good. And as you were talking, thank you for bringing up the word I was looking for a little bit ago, mechanics. It just escaped me, so thank you. Uh, Derek, what have you seen as far as with Jordan on the mound?
He's very, very good. He's you know, he's a different kid when he's pitching. It's more or less you see the humble kid at shortstop. When he gets on the mound, he's a dog.
Hmm.
And but that's what you have to be. You have to be that because it's you against that batter. You got to
Hmm.
get him out. So whatever it takes. Now, last year he played. He was 16. He played for Team USA 17s, and David Eckstein, the shortstop. Remember David
Yep.
Eckstein? Well, of course. Anyway, he's a good friend of mine also, and his brother was the manager of the team that Jordan played on. And so I reached out to David and I said, "Hey, can you reach out to your brother because I want to know what he thought about Jordan." And he reached back out to me and said that he's an exceptional athlete and
Hmm.
he's got a bright future in this game. And now David Eckstein and his brother are coaching Team USA 18s
Okay.
this year. So I could see Jordan playing for them this year too,
Yeah.
which is
Uh,
very exciting. But I gotta say this. So last year Jordan pitched as a sophomore against
mhm.
Blair Oaks, and there was like 15, 16 scouts there.
Wow.
So I guess the Lubert kid, they were there watching him because
Hmm.
he was a senior or going to be a senior, and Jordan's sophomore. Well, I told this one scout, he was for the Brewers, I said,
Hmm.
you guys are over here watching the wrong kid. I said, the exceptional kid's on the other side. And I said, I want to tell you guys something. You don't know him yet because he's young, but you're going to know him when this game's over.
Hmm.
And the scout came up to me after the game. He said, "This kid is exceptional. You were right." He said, I mean, yeah, I know Lubert hurt his arm in that game, but Jordan outpitched him, he outplayed him, and but that's what it takes. You get these opportunities, and then you got to perform in front of these guys, and he's done that very, very well.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about something else here in a little bit as far as trying to stay humble. We'll get to that, but I do have another comment. This is from Tiffany Joe Perry, and she says, "Stay humble. You are an exceptional young man. My son looks up to you, and I can't imagine anyone better for a role model. Our family enjoys watching you play basketball and baseball." Thank you, Tiffany. Um, again, it's it's hard today in our society, especially with the introduction of name, image, and likeness, all the different things that are pointing to the individual self, self interest, just looking to self, not being concerned about everybody else. Um, you can buck that system by continuing to be the humble and good role model that you have already established and been. That there are those types of athletes that are needed out there. Would you agree, Derek?
Absolutely, absolutely. And he's a first class one. And like I said, I've been around a lot of athletes in my life that's been on the highest level of the sport. And, where he's at right now and what he's doing and being humble and doing that, don't change what got you here, where you're at today. And you look at all these comments that you're getting from different people. I mean, that says a lot. I mean,
Right.
I invited him over to a boxing match one time. His dad brought him over. Well, there's a lot of kids that look up to Jordan, and it's because of his character and how he acts. And I got nothing but respect for, I grew up with his mom and or his dad, and I've known his mom as long as they've been married, and they come from a good family, and
Mhm.
he's just a. I mean, it's made him humble, and you know, everybody knows the kid's the best athlete on the court. I mean, they know he's the best athlete on the baseball field, but he's not. Makes me nervous a little bit with basketball because he is humble, but some of these kids they do what they can do to take him out.
Mhm.
Because you know how kids are.
Yeah.
You know how people are, and that's my biggest thing is I just think that the sky's the limit of where he can go, and if he stays on the track that he's on, he's gonna he's gonna make a lot of money one day. And but one thing I will say about him, he won't forget where he come from.
Right. And I believe that there are some people, just like somebody who's on here made a comment, Grandma, Debbie Creedy, she said, Grandma is always watching, love this kid, very respectful and helpful. So, we got grandma's watching. We got to make sure that we keep that, don't we?
Yeah, sure.
Now, Debbie, don't be like my grandma, Debbie. Do not get kicked out of your grandson's baseball game. Don't do it. My grandma got kicked out of my baseball game, so she was giving the ref a little bit too much, and he ended up kicking her out. So don't do that, Debbie. Okay. All right. Why don't you talk about your dedication on the baseball field, or just with baseball, even while you're participating in basketball? You talked about in your article how you were, um, even during basketball season, you try to get in workouts for baseball. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely hard in basketball season with practicing every day after school, and there's a lot of running with basketball, so you got to make sure you're not doing too much on your body. But I started to get up in the mornings before school to go hit and just get my drills and my mechanics right and everything, and just staying on top of it for sure. Got to throw a lot. Sometimes even after basketball practice, I'd have to go throw, and it helps. But sometimes you don't want to do it. But dedication and motivation is what keeps you going.
Now, with your busy schedule, you don't do AAU basketball, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay, because I was gonna say I don't even know how you would even do that. So you're traveling all over the place probably with baseball during the summer, so that wouldn't work out anyway. Uh, what are some of the cool places that you've gone to play?
I've gone. We go to Atlanta, Georgia a lot. My favorite place I've gone to was California. The
Okay,
weather, and got to go to the beach. That was my favorite place to go. It was
okay,
awesome. All the different things you can do there. We've been to Arizona before with spring training. That was pretty cool to see what the big leaguers go through for spring training, for
yeah.
sure.
Where did you go in California? Do you remember?
Uh, I'm not exactly sure. It was like San Diego,
Okay.
so we got to see a lot of cool things there for sure.
Now,
Uh,
Jordan, Team USA was in North Carolina, correct?
Yes, that was
okay.
How
that
was that?
complex was pretty cool. Staying with the team at a hotel, and it was awesome being able to be with the guys. Got away from my parents a little bit, stayed in the room, meeting new people. It was definitely worried at first, but it's always fun when you get out there and start playing.
Yeah, absolutely. Chad Burks is making a comment. One of the most athletic kids I have seen come through Central Missouri. He's a great young man, and I really enjoy watching him play sports. Thank you, Chad. Appreciate that. Um, all right. One other thing, as we're talking about the summer, talk about the Royal Scout team that you were invited to play on. What tell us about that?
Yeah, they've been a big part of my journey so far too. Being able to travel around to get exposure. I've been playing with them since like my freshman year, so they've been a big part of everything. Being able to go to different colleges, that was a big part that I got to see different types of colleges and play in front of colleges. So they helped me, and then going with them to the Team USA tournament got me out there, and then that's what helped me get onto the Team USA roster to be able to play with them too. So they've been a big help for everything for sure.
Very good. One thing that we have not asked and talked about is what. Tell us about your baseball coaches. On the travel team as well as at Jeff City. Talk about them and what you've learned from them.
Oh, with my high school coach, she's always helped me and made sure that Coach Lasley, he's been a big part. He even travels in the summer to come watch me play, so he's super supportive and he's taught me some few things that he's learned throughout the way too. And then my travel ball coach, they've been uh, Coach TK was one of them that he used to work with the major league, the actual Royals pitching staff. So being able to learn from him and him coaching me all summer, definitely learned a lot from him too.
So you have long-term goals as far as baseball. What about education and what are you thinking about doing outside of baseball?
Yeah, it's definitely been a topic with me and my mom been discussing.
I
I'm
kind of
not
thought
sure if
that
we,
might be.
yeah, I'm not sure if we've got that far yet, but we're still brainstorming and thinking of different things we can do.
All right, very good. You had mentioned playing shortstop. What do you love about playing shortstop?
I feel like you're always active. Can't take plays off. I've been in the outfield and it's kind of gets a little boring out there, but shortstop always keeps you active. Always got to be talking, letting everybody know. I feel like I'm more involved in the game and can be a big help to the team for sure.
Yes, sir. I could tell by when you had told me that shortstop and pitcher, you're somebody that likes to be involved in the action. So you want to keep things going, And at shortstop, you have different people like Derek Spicer and your dad hitting the ball right up the middle. So you got to be ready to get up there and get that ball a little bit, right, Derek? I'd even cheat up the middle when they were coming up to bat, and occasionally they would go to the left of me, or to the right of me, but they like to go up that middle. Um, who are some of the people that you want to give credit to outside of your family that have helped you in your development, Jordan?
So I've played for my dad for a while growing up, but my first team I played on without him was I played for Coach Tao. He was the one that kind of took me under and started teaching me things like my off speed. He taught me that, and then my more pitching stuff and hitting stuff helped me with my hitting mechanics. And he was a big part too. Played for him for like 3 years, and then that's when I went with the Royals, and then they took me out. So yeah.
Very good. What's it been like attending Jeff City High School? What have you enjoyed about your education there?
It's been fun for sure, and I like all the rival games. We got a lot of rivals around here, so it's always fun having those games. And Jeff City, it's a big school. They've expanded since my brothers have been there, and just keeping on the legacy. My brother going there, both of my brothers going there, and my dad going there. So it's been cool.
Yeah, I think the CMAC league is really just continues to get better and better. Of course, Capital City coming in, just a few years ago and being able to all of a sudden start to be more competitive. Man, you
Mhm.
guys, you guys have a lot of great competition right here, just in Jeff City alone. So a lot of fun, huh? A lot of fun when
Yeah,
you beat them.
all the rival games were close this year. They're not weren't so much as blowouts like last year. So that's always more fun and
Yeah.
entertaining.
We got Michael Jerome Mays Jr. says JC Pride. There you go. He also made another comment. Let's go, Jamar, one of the best athletic young men I've seen in years. Baseball, basketball, true fan. All right, thank you, Michael. We appreciate that. All right, Derek, I want you to just give us a few final comments for Jordan, and I'm going to ask Jordan speed round questions, just kind of some fun questions to find out some different things that he does that he likes to do, and we'll just go from there. But give us some final comments on him, Derek. We lost your volume. All right, we lost your
Or
volume. There you go. There you go.
he comes from a wonderful family. Uh, like I said, he's an exceptional young man. And am I there?
You were there. You're all right. If we'll have you come back in here in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and
Can
ask.
you hear me?
We can hear you. I'm going to have you hold on for just a second. We'll go ahead and
Hello?
ask him a few questions. We'll do that. All right,
Hello?
Jordan. Jordan, what do you? Let's ask a few speed round questions. If you could go any place in the
Can you
world,
hear me?
where would that be and why?
For sure, I want to go to Hawaii.
Can you hear
I
me?
think it would be pretty cool to go there. Especially like get away from baseball and for maybe like a family vacation or something. Spend time with the family and being able to go to travel a little farther than we usually do. So it'll be fun.
Hawaii would be a nice place to go. Um, I've got some friends there. If you're going there, let me know and I'll let them know you're heading out that way. And they live on Kona, and Matt loves coffee. And if any of your family likes coffee, he says that's the best coffee in the world. So I don't know. I have no idea. But
Yeah, I have to let my mom know that one.
okay, I thought somebody might like that. What is your favorite go-to snack or meal after you're done with a game?
My mom makes good chicken and rice. I like eating that after the game, and that's something healthy too. So gives me some good protein for sure.
Well, that's good. You've got I'm trying to think that let's see, soccer coach, Jeff City, and I cannot believe I just lost his name. And his son Ethan. Uh,
Oh yeah, Coach Blake.
yes, I can't believe I know
Blake?
Coach Blake very well.
Scott
Yeah,
Blake?
yeah. So Ethan, when I asked him that question, you had chicken and rice. You know what Ethan's answer was? He said white rice.
White rice.
That's it. Nothing with it. Jay, my son-in-law, when he was on here, he was appalled. He's like, "How can you just have just white rice? You got to have something with it."
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Derek, I think you're back here. I have a couple more questions for him, but why don't you go ahead and give us your comments that you were trying to make here a little bit ago? I don't
Yeah,
think
I
he's.
mean, Jordan, like I said, he's an exceptional athlete. Comes from a great family. Am I still there?
Yeah, yep, yep,
Can you hear me?
yes,
Uh,
yep.
an exceptional family. I love watching him play. Uh, I'm excited for what the future holds for this young man, and I'm going to do everything I can do to help him.
Very good. I appreciate you being on here and adding in the commentary and those are good things that you said about him. Jordan, we're going to get back to some of these fun questions real quick. What chore around the house do you not like to do?
Oof. I think the dishes
Nothing.
gets a little gets a little messy and takes up some time for sure. I don't really like doing that.
Okay. So I have to ask, is it with a dishwasher or do you have to do them by hand?
With the dishwasher, but sometimes they leave some food on the plate that you got to scrape off and do all
Okay.
different kinds of stuff with it. So
Okay. Okay. I, you know, this is putting age on me. I remember in the old days, we had to do them by hand.
yeah, that would be rough. I don't know if I can do all that.
No, and when I had, there was four of us kids. I was the oldest, and then my mom and dad. So there was a lot of dishes, a lot of dishes. Let's see, we got another comment here real quick from Michael. Again, he said, J Mark character speaks volumes, and I believe it's a big part of his success. Mentally tough, team player, unselfish, on top of natural talent, hoping to get my Sports Locker magazine signed. I've witnessed his greatness. So there you go. You got somebody ready for you to sign that magazine. So awesome. Uh, any final comments that you have that you want to make, Jordan?
I'm just thankful. I just want to say thank you for having me out. The photo shoot was fun, and I think it was awesome being on the cover, and I'm super thankful for sure. Thank you guys.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing what lies ahead for you in the future, and would love to have you come back on here again as you continue to go on. And I think it would be fun just to kind of keep up with you if you're up to that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna have you guys hold on here. I'm gonna close out the program, and I'll visit with you after I shut it down. But thank you guys so much for joining us, and I'll visit with you here in just a moment. All right, we have had a great interview tonight with Jordan Martin, dual sport athlete of Jefferson City High School. Outstanding student athlete, but I think, as you could tell from this interview, an even more outstanding young man. Uh, this this is the type of young man that I'm super excited about, who will be able to have a voice when given the opportunity to remain humble and give credit to others, not taking the attention on himself. Yes, he has all the different attention will be coming to him, but it's a true mark of character to be able to remain in humility. So look out for what's next for Jordan Martin. So glad we had him on here, as well as Derek Spicer. Thanks, Derek, for being on here and being a part of the program. But I want to thank each and every person that was watching tonight, as well as those that are going to continue. And we've got a great opportunity to be able to share this interview with other people just so that they can see what a great young man is all about. Let's see, we've got Jill Shelton Lemons said, big fan of this amazing kiddo. I still owe him glitter slime from fifth grade. All right, we have Goldie Apple waiting for God's return and Judah Marr, Tim Marr, look at this. So, uh, great program. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. This is your host, Kirk DeMars. And until next time, God bless you. Have a great evening.